Just when I think you couldn't sink any lower.
There's a problem here, and today we're gonna solve it.
I miss you, baby. I swear I do.
Damn, Gina! Ow! Man, Andrew, fix your damn driveway. I figured I'd kick this video off with this. We are 2 weeks out from the next 252 list race. Can't be a video without one of those, right? And I'm down here at Viking Performance picking up my motor. If you're on the East Coast and you're looking for a badass machine shop, Viking Performance here in Jacksonville, North Carolina, we'll get you hooked up. Let's go inside and see what we got. Shout out to Andrew and the boys over here at P&M. Big thanks for taking care of me on this in a timely manner. But I gotta roll. We gotta put this beast together.
I put my Bob Ross shirt on today, guys, because it's the day we finally get to build a masterpiece. It is a piece of something. Short block, as you can see, is assembled. We are trying to arrange some sort of a timing pointer system on here so we can verify the timing is actually what we want it to be and where we want it to be at. Other things going on. I'm about to start jamming these heads on, and hopefully tonight we get this all buttoned up and back inside this piece of junk. All right, day 2, 3, whatever it is now. It's been a little while since we hurt this thing, but day 2 of putting the motor back together. It is all together except the intake. It's ready to go in the car here and fill the void under the hood. And the void in my heart, because it pains me to see this car in such a state of disarray. We have the polygraph, aka the dyno, locked on for tomorrow, because if y'all can see this, man, the weather here sucks right now. It is not letting up. The East Coast is getting pounded by rain if you've been watching the news. I'm not going to have a place to test this thing on the track. I got a lot of work to do right now. I'm going to get back at it, but before I do, here's a free tip for you guys. Check this out. You see that? That's a carburetor lift plate. I picked that thing up at a Good Guys swap meet for like 25 bucks or something like that. They have like cheap tool guy at most car shows. You can see this one is made in Indiana. So made right here in the USA, kind of. Instead of spending big bucks on those LS style lift plates that go and cover the whole valley tray, get one of these, and if you hog the bolt holes out that line up closest, it works perfect. And it's dual purpose. You can still lift up a motor with a carburetor on it. So there's a freebie for you. Go out, get yourself a lift plate, and it's a fantastic way to hook to and jerk off your LS motors. Jerk out your LS motors. I'm gonna get back to work. Race tow truck! Man! Well, better late than never, I always say. We're on our way to Majestic Motorsports in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Finally, kILLface in tow, loaded up. It's been a fiasco. I really feel like the universe is out to stop me. All right, Brian Ward, I don't know what kind of prayers you're saying to keep from racing me, but keep it up because they're working over here because everything and all odds have been against me. The engine tried to kill me yesterday. Guys, safety tip. Don't be lazy. I got super lazy. I knew I shouldn't have done it. I tried to duck under the engine hoist on my car with the engine dangling off the end of the hoist instead of going around it. And just being pure lazy, and it bit me in the ass. My ass hit the pair of vice grips that were on the release, and it dropped the motor directly onto the fender of my car. And then the arm of the hoist said, "Hey, Rye, have a seat," with authority. And it drove me into the ground. I have a big old bruise on my back from hitting something, and my back kind of hurts a little bit. But thanks to my superior genetics, I was able to bounce back immediately. And we got the motor put in the car. But I was pretty frustrated, which is why I didn't really film anything. So this is your update. Motor's in the car, car's on the trailer, drivability's done, good, leak check's good, oil pressure's good, all systems go. We're gonna throw this thing on the rollers and we're gonna turn it up and we're gonna see what this thing lays down. And to be completely honest, I really don't care what the numbers end up being because I'm just going there. The dyno is not indicative of what the car's gonna actually do on the track. So I'm not overly concerned with getting a gigantic number today. All I wanna see is safe air fuel ratios and know that I have a solid starting point from when we get to the track. And that's the goal. And also load it on the trailer without blowing it to smithereens. So we're almost at Majestic Motorsports. Once we get this thing strapped down the rollers, we'll start taking some video and show you what's up. Crushing disappointments continues here at Majestic Motorsports. No fault of their own, completely mine, because I brought tires to the dyno. We made a whopping 495 horsepower. It started to spin a little bit, and as you can see, weather conditions are not very conducive to horsepower, and neither is it when your tires do that. So, almost dropped you there, little guy. So I came into this expecting low numbers. We hit 12 pounds, it made 495 horsepower, and looking at the dyno, you can see the graph started to get a little wonky. I know the car makes way more than 500, even in friggin' Death Valley or the Louisiana Bayou, with the DA today is garbage. Is what it is. The air fuel's looking good, oil pressure's looking good, the motor's running good. I'm not completely disappointed at this, but the car definitely does seem to keep wanting to fight me. So hopefully tomorrow I can get off of work a little bit early, come down here, we're gonna throw another set of tires on this, some hard tires, some street tires, and we're gonna see if we can better these numbers and actually get this thing to make some real power without this happening. Like, we narrowly avoided disaster there. Damn, look at that. If you were the lucky contestant that guessed 489 horsepower, or whoever was closer, you win a high five and a handshake.
1 week later.
Oh boy, updates are continuing. You can see we are changing out valve springs. It's been a week since we had it on the dyno, and as you saw already, that didn't exactly go how we wanted it to go. So we are trying to rectify that right now. How are we doing that? Well, we thought we were running into a little bit of a valve float issue around 5,500, 6,000 RPMs. Power was laying over, boost was dropping off, and it just kind of all seemed to point towards losing control of the valve train. We took them off the car and we checked them, and they came up a little bit lighter than what we wanted to see on the seat pressure and the open pressures. I hope this fixes it, and I hope we can actually start making some power up top. Other things I noticed on this, and I didn't check it on this motor because it's kind of my own fault. It was fine on the previous motor that was in this car, and I just reused my push rods. So the push rod length seems to be a little bit excessively long. Took about 2 turns. That's a lot of preload on a LS7 style lifter. So I checked them with a regular 7400 standard push rod. Mine are a little bit longer than that from the old setup, and it got better. So I hypothesized that maybe the lifter preload combined with a weak spring was kind of causing this thing to lose control of the valve on the seat in the upper RPM band. I don't know. It's all a theory, and that's really all this racing stuff is, kind of, is just a theory in practice, and you're just trying to hope that you get it right. So I've thrown a set of 7400 push rods in here that my neighbor had. They're good ones. They're not some cheap ones, and hopefully that'll help rectify the situation. I got one more set of valve springs to jam on this thing, and then I'm going to take it out and test drive it, and tomorrow I'm going to do some testing around lunchtime because it's Thursday tomorrow. That's right. The next list race is already here. So we're going for broke. I'm trying to go to the top. I'm not going there just to mail it in and limp this car in there. I'm gonna go as prepared as I can possibly be and swing for the fences with this thing. If I'm gonna be there to race, I'm gonna show up to go up. So, oh, other things. Hey, remember the video with these guys? Guess what's on the car now? Check this out. Man, oh man, those are sexy. Yeah, Viking Crusaders. If you saw the video, you saw the unboxing I did. These things are so sick. It's a shame you gotta cover them up with a wheel and tire package, but they look great. I didn't really do a video on it because, let's be honest, like, it's installing shocks and struts. There's a million videos out there on how to do it. and I couldn't figure out a way to make it any more entertaining than I already did in the unboxing video. So hopefully those can help us chop this 60 foot down. We're going there kind of untested, so I'm not expecting to set new personal bests or records or anything with the car just yet, but I'm confident. So finally, 2-3 weeks later, however long it's been, man, I don't know how many times I've done these little selfie videos, but we're back. We're kind of back where we're supposed to be, where we were, back on track. I got a handle on that car, I think. The valve spring issue seemed to be the fix that it wanted. And we did some tuning today and some street hits at lunch. I didn't get any video of it because honestly, I don't know what the statute of limitation is on that. And also, it was balls to the walls, man. It was a million miles an hour. Finally, we're loaded up. I even had to like leave everybody behind and head to the track now because I didn't want to be late to the driver's meeting. So we're on our way. Kinston Drag Strip, Kinston, North Carolina, hitting it up. We're gonna go there, we're gonna chop some heads. The people's champ is on his way. kILLface in tow. I'm right. And you're all on notice. Well, gotta show up to go up. I said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it every single time. You gotta show up to the race if you wanna go up on this list. And again, it's paying off. Without even taking the car off the trailer, I've gone from number 4 to number 2. And I called out number 1. We're gonna go up against Mr. Thurmond Braxton. See if we can get it done and take the crown on this 252 list. As you can see, the weather's looking a little bit ominous right now, so I'm not gonna dilly-dally here. I'm gonna get in that car, strap in, and let it eat.
You're my best friend in the world, and I need you here with me now. Go!
As you saw, I don't know what happened, man. I was off in La La Land. All I know is I was like, looked up and yellow went down and I saw the green lights. And if you know anything about racing on a pro tree, if you're letting go of the button after you see the green light, man, you are way, way late. That's exactly what happened. But he didn't get any ground on me and I was confident I was gonna be able to reel him back in. I just didn't have enough real estate to do it. So, it's kind of a unique situation here. We're kind of locked up. The list rules have kind of made it a little bit difficult to keep these races going. So people are jammed up and it looks like me and Thurmond are stuck racing each other all night. So we're gonna make this a best out of 3. We got 3 rounds of racing. First one's already done. We're going into round 2. I've called them out and I turned it up a little bit. So let's see how it works. Hopefully this rain holds off. It's starting to sprinkle on us a little bit, but round 2 starts in about 10 minutes. We're gonna go out there and get it done. See how it works out. Today, sir. Man, this car is freight training. We get this short game figured out, y'all are in some trouble. I'm telling you, boys. I'm telling you. Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm not sure what happened. Gotta roll back to the instant replay. Insert it here. Back to the pits. I'm gonna go. I feel like doing a backflip off my trailer. Yeah, you probably never seen somebody this happy to lose a race. But you know what? After all the bullshit we've been through with this car in the past 2 weeks, that was the pass that we've been looking for, and it's finally, man, it's finally here, dude. My confidence has been completely restored. Just when I think you couldn't sink any lower, kILLface, you go and do something like that and totally redeem yourself. Let's see what happens in round 3. What, let me hold the money? So we got a little grudge race action here. List racing's done for the night. Me and my buddy Brian here.
It's for 5, but I'm gonna let you hold the 20.
Okay, I don't have change, so we're doing it for 20. He just doesn't know it yet. So you can't see it right now. Let's see if we can focus in on it. There we go. Far lane. That's a Jeep Trackhawk. Mods unknown. Unknown by all these guys. I know what's done to it. And they just take on a Cadillac CTSV, heads up $500 an 8th mile. I got $5 with Brian here, and I got $20 locked in with a stranger down there. And I'm about to get paid. Don't tell anybody. So let's see what this thing ends up. Here we go.
Quarter mile south, 1,320 feet.
Are we gonna have a burn down with 3 cars? I love it. I love it. Jeep's in. Caddy's in. Woo! Oh! Come around him! No, sir! Woo! The Jeep wins! The People's Champ gets paid. I gotta go collect. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. What a night! Go from number 4 to number 2 and I made $25. I'm Ryan with Bull City Speed and I'm out. Peace.